Hi, it's Hazel, and welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. I am going to this is a thrift haul video, and as usual, I'll be using the hashtags Thrifty Canucks, hosted by Kim Newberg, Thrifted Treasures, hosted by Dale from Not Too Shabby Chic, and Thrifty Thursday, hosted by Sherry at Turquoise Dreaming. Now, these items were all done kind of really, were all acquired kind of really quickly when Thelma when Thelma and I did our meetup over breakfast. And then, of course, what are we going to do? We're going to hit some thrift stores, of course. So it'll be a combination of, I think we went to 4 places in total. And so I do really, unless I can recognize the price tags, I won't know what came from where. But one of those places was also a reuse center. So in places like that, you have to really do a bit of scavenging, but you can find items that are essentially free. They just want you to weigh your items before you leave so that they can keep track of, I'm sure for grant purposes and so on, how much material is being kept out of the landfill. So this is, let's begin. This is a cushion cover. I'm sure it's at least 16, whoops, can't get to my ruler. At least 16 inches, I would say, square. And it's one of those chenille type fabrics. I love the look of this, love the colors, and again, with a design like this, it almost feels like collage. But you can see that there are all these, well, this one is coming apart, but you can see that there are all these lovely little tassels and these little beaded bits. So the price tag on this was $4. However, it was a pink tag day, and pink tags were 75% off. So I don't believe anyone in their right mind would have left this behind for when it was just $1. So I will obviously be turning this baby inside out and deconstructing it to get to all the usable parts. So on a cushion cover, that's particularly easy because you typically just have that one seam. Now, once I open up the seam, I'll have access to that braided or to that trim that includes all those tassels. And of course, each one of the tassels and each one of the little dangly bits can be cut off and used, as well as then, of course, 2 lovely chunks of fabric. So let's keep this show going. Have another fabric-y, well, 2 more fabric-y type things. I might as well do those. I grabbed 2 of these placemats. Thelma wasn't interested in them. I don't think she really ever does a cooking, homemaking kind of journals. But again, something like this, and I've said it before, and so have a million other people, these things are essentially ready-made covers. And in this case, because of this stitching, okay, a regular placemat is, okay, so 12 plus 6, 18 by 12 is, too big for most, well, let's just see, too big for most journals. Unless, of course, you turn things under or straighten it out or whatever. But in this case, because of this row of stitching, am I pulling the same threads or what the heck? Okay, this is 8 by, say, 14. So that's maybe a more manageable size. So I could cut around this, or I could square it off, this inner part, add my own stitching, and already I have a finished edge. And of course, there's your cover. It's padded, it's soft, it is finished. So Yeah, I think this was a lovely grab. Okay, we're going to keep... Oh, I wanted to show you another piece of fabric. Oh, I kind of have this very precariously spread around me. Now this I did pay $3.75 for. It is baby footprints. It's big. You can see this is 1/4 of it. So there's enough here to do multiple journals. Again, is the fact that I'm acquiring baby stuff, does that mean that I'll never get another order for a baby journal? I don't know. I don't understand, to be honest, what this fabric is. It feels so soft on this side, and yet it really shouldn't be soft. Well, oh, here's a little tag, Aruno. 100% cotton. Anyway, I just thought that, of course, this would work for either gender, so I grabbed it. And I will wash that and have it ready to go. So just to keep things moving along, this was... I'm going to be finding these tassel hairs everywhere, fibers. I don't know what the Unity Stamp Company... Oh, 2014. So it looks like it was a kit type thing where it was probably subscription basis. Look at that. It was costing $26 way back in 2014. It had been reduced to $6.99, and I thought, okay, I'll take a chance on it. Love the tree. I'm not the same mushroom fan that some people are, but this lovely flower thing here, like there's a lot of goodness here. So I'm thinking that this will serve me well, and obviously it is never been used. So we'll just tuck that back in there. I do have, and of course, if any of you have any bright ideas for stamp storage, let me know, because, oh, that kind of smells like it needs airing out. If any of you have suggestions for a way to store stamps, I'd be all ears. I thought I had another one, but maybe it's... Oh, right here. Now this one is... What is the brand name here? Unity Stamp Company. This was reduced to $3.99. Again, it doesn't appear to, well, it doesn't appear to have been used ever. Sorry, guys, I didn't take, or maybe, what is this? Oh, stop me before I volunteer again. I didn't realize this was in there. And Tainter. Oh, she's the one with the kind of the snarky retro images, so that's cool. Some faded tissue paper, some packaging that obviously could be used, and this is what you get: a very ornate bird cage, this thing that looks like doilies maybe, a flower, and a couple of text things. Peel off and discard white backing, stick to block and stamp. Can be stored in product background on any flat, smooth surface. If necessary, restore foam backing with damp cloth. No idea how old this might be, but something just... Okay, here is a... There's somebody's name on it. Anyway, this is a Doris, I don't know if that's the proper way to say it, embossing folder. It's kind of just got a corner design. Anyway, take my word for it. It's a corner design, a flourishy thing, cost 75 cents. So, steal of a deal on that. These are raised K and company. Little fancy dancy stickers. So that was good. Those would actually go in my blush journal. And I don't know if on most pages probably can't afford the dimension, but certainly it's easy enough to, maybe I wouldn't bother with these because they're not that heavy duty. So probably use them as is. There was a box of these, well, millions of these, in a box by the till at one of the thrift stores. They were reduced to 50 cents. And Thelma brought my attention to them. It says clear acetate pillow boxes. So her thought was that obviously the acetate, I mean, a person could cut this open and you've got, you know, a nice heavy duty, well, 2 pieces of acetate that is a pretty good size. So I grabbed one of these for 50 cents. Might have to actually do something with it quite soon before I forget what her suggestion was. This is also cute. It says, it's another day in paradise minus the paradise. So she's a 50s homemaker with an open fridge. And we know that 2010 ephemera ink, 25 cents for these cards. I guess they're recipe cards. We know about the drudgery of housework, so she's speaking my language. I grabbed these ribbon roses. I'm seeing them a lot. I have quite a few. I mentioned them in another thrifting video. So it had 2 price tags on it, but anyway, I don't know. I don't know. It's one of those unexplained mysteries. These little bits were just for the taking. This is wrapped on a spool of thread, which of course many of us have many of these empty spools. This is a cute little lace. I might just transfer this onto my tongue depressor things rather than start yet another way of storing lace. This is just on a bit of card. Where is the beginning of it? So that's kind of cool. I gravitated to this because of the color, and I believe it has wired edges. Yes. And then this, you know, it's gold, obviously. It's a kind of a cord, and I don't know that this, or maybe I'm mistaken. I was going to say I don't think this would really unravel like so many of those gold fibers do. This I grabbed because I thought it was interesting. It says, what's the word? So there are 4 images on each card, apparently. And 4 pictures and 1 common word. So you're supposed to look at it and figure out what the word is, I guess, that... Oh, I would say fly. Whoops. Fly. So I just thought that these were so cute. You know, you get all of these varied images on a card weight. They're not glossy. And it's right in my age group, 6+. Ay. Ginkgo biloba leaves. This is a stencil. Well, actually, I didn't realize that there were 2 stencils in this bag. So, again, I'm a sucker for stencils, especially if they're well priced. Cedar Canyon Textiles is the original thing. So, again, I think I've shown that in a video, how I store stickers that are not stickers, stencils that are about this size. I can accommodate on my little system. I think the border one is especially useful, but these, I mean, this is rather big, but again, for 50 cents, am I going to quibble? No. Let me show you some other stuff. Okay, I don't know what these are. They're very heavy. They cost 25 cents each. But I'm thinking they would be a great... Does she have the strength to open this? This would be a great thing to add as a journal topper. They're metal, they're heavy, but they're cute, man. So I think I took all the ones I could find. Anyway, you don't need to see them all. They're all the same. So let's just see, how tall is this thing? So yeah, about ½ an inch tall. So you kind of have to be careful where you use them, but I thought those were cool. And again, probably a hot glue gun to attach them and make them stay. This is just, again, 25 cents, and it was these little ribbon flowers. There are 6 in the package, so I'll add that to my little container that I keep those sorts of things in. This cost $1.99. I didn't open it to see what's actually in here. I could have, I should have probably, but let's see. Who takes a child by the hand takes the mother by the heart. Not sure why that is sticking out like that, but anyway. Oh, see, this would be perfect in a baby journal. It's a little birth certificate. All I am and hope to be I owe to my mother. Again, a good for baby journals. And I still haven't done the, I haven't done the topper on the latest baby journal. Little handprints, aw, and a passport. So I think that was well worth the $2 that cost. A pad of paper cost $1. It's color Bach. Is it Bach? B-O-K? This one is called Light Bright, and it's 6 by 6s. So again, I didn't need this whatsoever, but I think there are many papers in here that I would happily use. Others that are not, like, I don't like that, but I guess in the right setting it could work. So again, a nice cross section of colors. I like these cute little buttons. I like anything that looks like jacquard or brocade. Don't like that at all. So we shall see. Now this, I've never seen this before, but of course, I am now keeping my eyes peeled. Well, I guess I've always had binders, but even more so since some of my American friends love making binder journals, and I've done 1 or 2. The Complete Family Home Repair Book. Now, I couldn't... Oh, there is a date. 1972. Great. Oh, it's so there must have been others in this series. So, cookbook, Sewing book, those would have been cool to find. Home repair book, which is what this one is. Interior decorating book. Total womanhood. Ooh, that's quite the promise to make. Matte paper. Monochrome illustrations. Again, more promotional material, which could be used. A lot of dividers. This one has a kink in it. So 16 dividers with this sort of, not the heaviest weight paper ever, but that's fine. Are all the dividers sort of, yeah, they're kind of laid out the same way. And then, of course, all these pages in between. So I thought this was great. Great. And then there seems to be a whole bunch of stuff stuck in the back. We call that gift with purchase. Oh, this is kind of, I think this needs to be discarded, or most of it anyway. Okay, sewer and clean out detail. Okay. So somebody obviously did some painstaking drawings there. Bartle and Gibson, that's a plumbing wholesale. Material list. Another diagram for floor. Oh, that's not how you spell joists. Then some receipts. What year is this? 95. Stony Plain Co-op, 95. Oh my goodness. You know, this was back in the day when they used to print people's entire credit card numbers on receipts. Like, oh, not good. This is a two multi-part invoices. So that's good. I didn't know that Spruce Grove had a, see, this is kind of gross here. But this might clean up, or obviously could be covered. That could just be dirt from all those sewer and clean out projects. Okay, we're getting close to the end here. Oh, maybe not that close. Picked this up for 50 cents. Now, what is it? Oh, it's a hair. Well, it's either a brooch back or a hair clip. Summer feather clip. So it's got these white feathers. It's got these little pearl thingamajigs and a jewel in the center. So again, add that to the top of a journal for 50 cents. And you're a long way to having it look very beautiful. Again, because I got beads on the mind, I grabbed this for 75 cents. So you can see it's got a variety of shapes. Now, these are probably not that useful. They're like a diamond. There's that blushy pink, which of course is right up my alley right at the moment. I should put that with my blush stuff. Now, this is a gauze bag. I hope that if you have a million of them, as I do, I hope that you, and I did pay $2 for it. It wasn't priced, and that's what they came up with. And I said, okay. Anyway, I hope that if you have a million of these bags and don't know what to do with it, you look for my video. I think it was during the 100-day project, if I'm not mistaken, where I used them to create signature pages or pockets. So this, and of course I never had it out of the bag. We've lost some stuff in the bag. This is a dragonfly, all encrusted with sequins and jewels and a wired tail. So I thought that was pretty pretty. Now it is rather big to use as a topper. I guess if you angled him, he'd work 7 by 7 at the widest points. Something is shedding. Now this, oh, here's another feather. I better collect all my feathers. Again, you know, always gravitate to the rectangular, in this case square, doilies. So I will add this to my pile of stuff that needs dyeing. Square is, to me, more interesting than the round doilies. And of course, this cardboard would be good. Because of course, you can just fold them and they look so beautiful. I grabbed this, what do you call these things? Cutting mats. This is Recollections brand. It is a 12 by 12, which is rather an interesting size. It's not something that I have. And I see it does have a few cut marks in it. The other side is white with pink. Paid $3 for it, which I think we know how expensive these things typically are. And I thought, you know, maybe this might be a change of pace, because eventually I think cutting mats get to the point where you really can't use them anymore. They've stopped healing themselves, or they are so dirty that it's an embarrassment to use them. But I also thought that this might be, oh, maybe it's a bit small for that. I'm just trying to look at my camera at the same time. Might be a way to make sure that a person is definitely in the shot. Okay, we'll put this aside. Oh, I put this off to the side. I almost forgot to show you this. Now, this was at that reuse center. So these are offcuts of cork. Oh, Contact brand. So, I mean, I didn't have a plan, but the price was right, aka free. Let's use this smallest one as an example. So there are 3 pieces of this, fair bit here. Get this out of the way. Now it has that backing on it. Oh, oh, great. That's French and that's Spanish. I would say that if a person kept that contact sheet on the back, that this could easily be a journal cover. You know, maybe a person would like to add something around the edge, or stitch it just for maybe a more finished look. But it's tactile. I don't believe it's going to shed or crumble because it's so, you know, it's fine. It's not those big chunks of, oh, did I speak too soon? Obviously, sealing it would help by using, say, a matte medium. I would pick, a matte finish. And or cutting the size pieces that you want to just maybe layer as part of a journal topper, or, you know, it's thin enough, I would say, that it could even be used as a card base. And maybe I'll have to put this aside and actually do some of these projects. Number one, just to make sure that it wasn't, you know, a mistake to have picked it up. Oh, this is a Stampin' Up! Punch. I did pay $5 for it. Now, I've told you in the past that because I've been burnt by stamps, you know, used stamps at a thrift store, I now insist on trying it out before, do I have anything to cut here? Before actually buying it. Oh my goodness. Paper, 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 and nothing to, well, here's a little scratch pad. So the guy did let me try it, and whoops, and it worked. It was, he gave me an index card. He says, "Is this too heavy?" And I said, well, it better be able to cut through that. So you can see that's pretty darn smooth. So I'm sure I'll get my $5 worth out of this. This might, again, you know, this is an interesting shape, and it's not something that I in particular would ever want to fussy cut. So, you know, obviously using, actually, I'm asking about paper. Do I not have paper? What the heck is this? So let's just pick one of these brocadey things. This is actually bigger than 6 by 6 because there's the little dotted line where you get 3 across. Come on, come on. Oh, for heaven's sakes. So, you know, you can layer those on anything that you might be decorating. And again, that's one of those mindless back room type jobs that we all do in our craft spaces. Okay, we're getting close to the end, guys. Very close. Now, did I need more Reader's Digest books? No, I did not. But I've never seen this one or this one. I don't think I've seen any of these designs before. You can see that this is already coming apart. This is being held together with Scotch tape. I like the fact that, like in this case, this one has, you know, some evidence of wear. Some of them are pristine. And I think that because I have so many of these, I do need to start just removing the book blocks and only keeping the covers because, you know, just to save some space. And three more items, and, well, maybe Sandy, God willing, and the creek don't rise. This will find its way to you at some point. The World of the Pirate. It's a big book, 12 by 9¼ Sandy loves tall ships and pirates. So there are a lot of great images in here, fussy cutting and possibilities. Oh, look at all those characters and their clothing. So Sandy, I'm adding this to a little stockpile I'm making for you. So Sandy was a little discouraged lately and actually wrote to me asking if she could immigrate to Canada. If she and the sheep could immigrate to Canada. Now these I just picked up at that free place. Again, you know, it's an interesting color. It's heavy duty, could easily be, there's enough here for sure to make a journal cover, you know, the front and the back and the spine. So I think I took 2 of these, enough to make 4 journals. And then, well, this will be the second last item. A Norman Rockwell poster book. Now, it was priced at $6. They consider this a vintage item. It says 20 full-color posters suitable for framing, but the collectibles were half price, so $3. I love Norman Rockwell. For a long time, I had some of his most significant, no, not significant, pieces that were the most meaningful to me, framed and just on the walls of my home. I had I framed this one for my daughter when she was young. And I don't know if you're familiar with that one with all the multicolored people of the world. And the line at the bottom was each according to his own, oh, right here, each according to the dictates of his own conscience. I had this framed as well. And, oh, you know, I had this one framed, but there is another one with even more colorful people, as the world is today. And of course, when you think that he painted these things years and years ago, probably not in this set, in this book. Gotta love those little butt cheeks. Anyway, okay, so that is the last actual item. Now, I did also buy, I think I probably overpaid. It was what looked like it should have been a scrapbook, but in fact, it was like a salesman's, it was like a catalog type thing. I don't have it near me. But it had all of these photos and postcards in them. And I think, well, it's obviously old. So I think that, you know, they came out relatively easy. And where they didn't, I cut them out with the intention of scanning these. You know, whether they show up in a kit that I do or a... as a freebie on my coffee shop, I don't know yet, but anyway, a number of photos, a number of postcards, and they came out, you know, as good as you can hope, considering that, you know, somebody glued them like their lives depended on it. But I think, too, that it's one of those things where I need to begin parting with some of this stuff. I thought this was interesting. There was a whole page of these that show a barn raising. Now, of course, I have them out of sequence, but so this would have been the first one. Like, again, can we just take a second to admire the workmanship and the... Can you imagine making those trusses and making those, well, those trusses? Because that is a heck of a long expanse. Do we have a picture of the finished thing? Okay, this is a house that somebody was building. I don't know. I'm not going to take the time to look, but to have a hip roof barn, and look, it has a, what is that, a cupola? So I mean, we have one of those in the yard that is still standing. It's just on a stone foundation. But that, to me, is mind-boggling. Again, without benefit of drawings and scissor lifts and laser levels and all the cordless power tools. Look how cute these are. I've never seen anything like this either, with these teeny tiny little mounts for the photos. These are basically inchies. Anyway, so that was that out of that, again, for lack of a better word, scrapbook. So that's where I'm stopping today. I hope that you enjoyed seeing this. And Thelma, it was fun thrifting with you. I think that, you know, we were cognizant of the time she had available, and we were also very much aware, I think, of the temperature and the fact that, you know, we had both been up early and so on. And I have to say, if you've never gone thrifting with a fellow journal maker, it is more civilized, at least with most people. It is more civilized than you think it might be. You know, obviously she got some stuff that I wish I would have seen first, and I think she probably feels the same way about some of the things that I got. In one of the stores where the pink tags were 75% off, I did come across a sari, you know, just the dress part. And I did the math, and I thought, oh, $8.75 would have been the price after the discount, which, you know, based on the amount of trim and so on, would have been well worth it. Like, I mean, we know the ridiculous price of trim. And even if some of it, you know, is damaged when it's obviously been on a garment that was used, that was worn. But anyway, I put it in my basket and I took it to her because she was done before I was. And I said, you know, are you interested in this? And this is what it would be. And she ended up buying it. So, you know, that's what friends do. It's not a case of, you know, let's see if I can scoop you kind of thing. That's not playing nice. Anyway, guys, that is what I have to show you today. And now I have a whole bunch more stuff to put away. And again, remind me or tell me how you store your stamps if it is particularly brilliant in your opinion. Because I know that I'm not happy with what I'm doing, and it's a constant process of trying to figure out what would make more sense. And again, I'm the kind of person that kind of needs to see my stuff. So closed storage is probably part of what my problem is now with my system. And I also don't want a whole bunch of fiddly stuff where I need 5 minutes to break into the packaging. So if your suggestion meets all of those criteria, or even if it doesn't, tell me what you do. Please tell me. Anyway, guys, thank you, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.